I don't know why I always smile when we start these things. I don't know why.
Hey, Miss
She's
Tasha.
excited.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to wait till a few more people get on. Our regulars usually get on at this time. Miss Natasha, I'm sure you already know the game. Miss Siobhan, Miss Ganged Up T, Mr. Ganged Up T.
That's why
I guess we're gonna go ahead and get the show started. Y'all know what it is. It's the Homeboys Conversation. You know, with collab, we're also Dating 101 card game, and a new guest actually hosting with us today, Disaster Dating 101. I looked at her podcast. It's hilarious. If y'all want to check it out, Disaster Dating 101, go in there and check out a few of them stories. I'm telling y'all gonna be dying laughing. How you doing, Tasha? Thanks for joining us tonight.
No problem.
Just like we got off the fly, you know, it's a big one this week. We're talking about Roe versus Wade. Was it? I kept saying it wrong. I kept saying Roe v. versus Wade, huh?
Your Miss Tasha, your page is Disaster Dating 101 podcast.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna pin it in the comment.
Yes, Disaster Dating 101 podcast. They actually she actually read Dating 101 card games on her show. Like they actually do, you know, play the game actually on her show. So we thank, you know, all anytime somebody's like supporting us, we like to support everybody else also. That's what we need to do, you know, continue to elevate each other. Okay,
thank you for sharing.
I'm sure we all heard about it. Roe versus Wade, the abortion decision that came down this week from the Supreme Court actually overturned the abortion law that actually been around for some time. I'm really not going to ask too many questions. I'm first going to ask everybody, just see what they thought about the decision. I'm going to start with our special guest, Miss Tasha. How did you feel when you heard about this?
Still kind of surprised, but not surprised. This reminds me, every time when it came up, the first thing I thought was Handmaid's Tale. Like, this is ridiculous. We're in, like, where we are right now. We have choices, but now you still see that women still don't have rights. And I feel like this is unfair to anybody, any woman, like, to basically say that you have no control over your body. You know, I have 2 kids, so I chose, you know, the decisions that I made, those were my decisions. If I decided not to have kids, those are my decisions with my body. So I'm upset, but I mean, what can we do at this point? It sucks. It shows where we still are as a country and just as a society.
Okay. T, how did you feel about that? How do you feel when you heard the decision?
I was hurt for women. You know, that's something serious. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everybody should be able to have control of their own body and make their own decisions. And it's a lot of, I really feel for women who may have gotten pregnant through rape or incest and things like that, and they have to keep the child. You know, that's bad. That is terrible. So I feel really bad about that.
Okay. Siobhan?
So I think my thoughts and feelings are all over the place when it relates to this. I have mixed emotions about it. One, because I am a person who has had abortions before. I had 2 when I was in college. And I know the emotional and spiritual and physical impacts it had on me. So it's not, abortion isn't a choice that me personally, I would want to make again. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to impose my views on other women because I've worked with women. So, you know, I volunteered with a nonprofit organization for a number of years that worked with women in crisis pregnancy. And then I worked on the other side, women who have had abortions and then walking them through kind of that healing process. So I've seen both sides, and it's not a cookie cutter thing where you can just say, you know, reverse this decision and then leaving the women to thinking that's going to fix the problem, because okay, you don't allow women to have abortions, but you're not dealing with the root of it really. Like, are we helping people make healthy decisions when it comes to relationships and managing our emotions and those kind of things that plays into, you know, having unprotected sex, or sometimes it's not even unprotected. So I think it's a complicated issue that I think it's going to cause more problems emotionally for women than, you know, fixing anything, because it's a lot of stuff that goes on in a woman when she's facing a crisis pregnancy that, you know, I don't think that they're taking into consideration. So me personally, I don't agree with abortion because of how it impacted me, but I don't agree with just not allowing women to have an option, because it's really a personal choice. So that's why I say I'm kind of all over the place with it.
Well, again, I'm just small spill. I was surprised. I was shocked, but it's not unlike American government. I feel like it actually was something that they were gearing for. I'm sure all of us on this podcast have heard over time and time again that white people has been losing numbers, will stop being a minority in America, and it was like it was coming. It was coming down the pipe. But I'm gonna start again with you, Tasha. What do you say to people who say, "Well, look, won't you make better choices? Why didn't you use a Plan B, or why didn't you use birth control? Why didn't you use any other sort of contraceptive to actually prevent this?"
Like Siobhan said, for example, or even the other guy. What's your name? I'm sorry.
T.
You can say
T.
Like with the rape. Like, you didn't choose for somebody to take control over you. Also, you know, let's be real. Kids, we know how when we all were younger and when we got to the point of not understanding our bodies, not knowing what's right and not knowing what's wrong. You hear so many kids, like little kids getting pregnant, not knowing because of something that they saw or what they see on TV, and they want to imitate what they see. So you can't say making good choices because things actually happen. I mean, as a woman, I know we've been in situations where it's like, you know, should I do this? Should I not? And then, you know, you don't know. Like when you're younger, especially how you grew up. For example, for me, both my stepdad was a pastor. So I grew up in church. Like we literally had church in my house. So it was, I'm not giving you birth control. I'm not doing this. I'm not giving you condoms. I'm not doing this. If you get pregnant, you got to deal with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was my choice at 13. If you get pregnant, and even my my older sister, she got pregnant at 14. So where I grew up in Ohio, a lot of my cousins, 15, 16, had kids. So, and that was it. You having this baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Siobhan?
And I saw someone say in the comments that there is a clause in there, and just from what I've read, I haven't done extensive research on this, but so far I've seen there are 5 states that have banned it or made it illegal, and there's a clause in there that says unless it impacts, you know, the person's health or the life of the person, the mother or whatever. But there are some states that says, you know, in the event that if there's a rape, incest or whatever. So it really depends on the state. And so far, I've seen only 5 that have restricted it. But it sounds like there are more states that may ban it, maybe up to 15 weeks or maybe 6 weeks. So it just depends. So it's not restricting it totally. So there are, you know, still some options. But I think, yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there to address somebody's question. But what did you ask? I forgot the question that you asked.
The question was, what did you say when people say, won't y'all just make better decisions? Won't you make better decisions before you get into this?
And that's why I say it's not cut or dry, because like Natasha was saying, there are so many factors leading up to a person having sex. If it's not, rape or incest or anything like that, if it's just our choice, it's an emotional thing for some people. It's psychological. Like, it's so many factors that factor into why a person chooses to have sex in the first place. It could be peer pressure. It could be environment. So there are a lot of factors. So I don't think it's clear cut where you can say just make better decisions, because everybody's not coming at sex from a logical place, especially when we're younger. Our brains aren't even fully developed, until we're about in our 20s. So it's like, I understand the logic of it, but this isn't always a logical thing. When we think about us, as me, I talk for myself as a child, I wasn't thinking about the consequences when I got pregnant. I wasn't thinking about the consequences even when I started having sex. So it's not that simple. And that's why I say we need some type of resources to teach people what sex is all about, how to manage your emotions and your hormones and all of those kind of stuff, how to deal with peer pressure. Like, there are so many other things that has to be incorporated into this, instead of just saying, oh, make better choices, because it's not that simple.
Okay. T, what's your thoughts on when people just tell them make better choices?
I agree with Siobhan. Listen, look, when stuff like this, she always get me. She say stuff.
That's why I thought about going to you first.
No, it's cool. Listen. She handled it for the both of us.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Me personally, I'm the middle of the road. I do think that we do got to understand that our choices have consequences. Me being a father, me and my daughter just literally had that conversation. And I remember, I didn't want my first child. I was 17 when her mother got pregnant. So I didn't want my first child. And just like y'all saying, I thought abortion was an option. And my child mother was like, oh, no, it's not. Mm-hmm. And I am somebody who also says a man has the first option to stop the pregnancy. Like, you can use a condom and you can pull out, you got other methods. And, I feel like, of course, if I would have done what I supposed to have done, I wouldn't have had to worry about it. But you have to take some type of accountability to adults in that situation. I do understand what y'all saying about rape, incest, kids, and things of that nature. But when it comes to an adult and you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you just basically saying, you know what, whatever, I'm just not having it. I just still think it's a little more. I really just feel like you should have thought this through. That's just in certain cases. I just feel like you're a 30-year-old woman, and all of a sudden you feel like this one night stand that you was carelessly doing, and now this is going to mess up. You're in school trying to get your master's, trying to get your PhD. I feel like at that point you should have been smart enough to know. Like I said, all cases ain't the same, but we have a bunch of different comments in there. So I would like to get to at least some, if not all of the comments, Siobhan.
So Capricorn Bruh says, nobody is pro-abortion, not even the woman getting it. It's emotionally hard, physically hard on the mother. So now there are some people that I do think are pro-abortion, because that's just how they choose to live. But I think 9 times out of 10, I agree with you. From the women that I've worked with, it's a very tough decision. Like, when they come in facing a crisis pregnancy, meaning it wasn't planned, they are coming in just feeling like that's the only option. So my job was to show them what their options were, and then so that they can make an informed decision. But they have tunnel vision. They only see that one thing, and it's like, I got to do this right now, because they're not thinking 9 months down the line, like all the stuff that could happen. So it's a very fear-based, depending upon the external circumstances, who's pressuring them to do it. So it's a lot of factors that impact them emotionally and physically. So it's not an easy decision. And like I said, I've had 2 abortions, and it was tough, especially on the other side of it after having it. Because at first I felt relief, But then after having them, it's just like, oh my God, what did I do? You know, and so dealing with that and have to going through a healing process. So it's a lot that is involved with it. So yeah, it's not easy. And now my phone won't let me scroll. So
you know something people don't talk about a lot.
What's that?
Abortion is hard on men too sometimes, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Because you can have somebody pregnant and you can feel like, you know, you want to keep it. She don't want to keep it. At the end of the day, it's her decision. You know what I'm saying? And she gets an abortion. The man's gonna be scarred too. Like, damn, I could have been a dad. You know, he thinking about the future. People don't talk about that enough either.
Yeah.
Like, you're affected by that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But most people don't feel like a man is affected because it's a woman body. But just like, you know, both of them said, it can be emotional. It's emotional, like you said, for the man. Yeah. For somebody who want kids or don't want kids. At the end of the day, it's you know, blatantly a woman's choice, but it was both of y'all child. And that is times where a man don't get any consideration in those type of factors.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fred said it's about white population declining. If the government really thought life started at conception, why don't a fetus have the right as a living child? I think you kind of contradict yourself right there, Fred.
That's when you was talking about it earlier.
Yeah, that was Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that's another thing. Like there's an argument about when does life begin. You know, if you look at it medically, the heart is beating as early as like 6 weeks. So it's a debate on does it begin like when there's a viable pregnancy, meaning a heartbeat, or you have to wait until you give birth? So it's all kind of, you know, debates about that.
Okay. Classy E8 said, I feel if a woman was raped, incest, but at the end of the day, use condoms. Some folks have multiple abortions, and that's not okay. Some people feel that way. Some people do feel. I do know people who have had multiple. Multiple. And it's like, at some point, when are you going to be a little more responsible? Like, you know, I understand, it was mine, but you created this with somebody. And at the end of the day, you have to share some type of like response, like, no, you can't just keep doing this, you know.
Yeah. But, you know, so the counselor in me is always like, well, what is causing them to make that decision? You know, so then I get into that. Like, what's the root under what keeps them making that decision?
It's just.
Yeah, because even Capricorn _bruh said, as a man, I don't have a say, but I also get both sides. Yeah. Because, again, we don't always have a say, you know.
Yeah, that's the sad.
That's a lot of comments. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you scroll up. Like scroll to the bottom.
Yeah.
Scroll to the bottom.
So Capricorn brother did say, he said, my pro for abortion is yes, some people should not have children at all, hence why we have children in America that are starving children here that can't get formula. Yeah, that's it's a complicated issue. It's very complicated. It's not a black and white.
Yeah, the men body goes through changes too when females get pregnant. I don't recall if I gained any weight or anything like that, Twan, when I had my 2 kids. I think I grew some gray hairs at the moment.
Like crying.
I was never. Okay. Earlier today, I'm sure y'all have seen it. It seemed like it took off on social media today. It was a gentleman that was called over to his kid's mother house. Don't know how many kids he got, but he was bringing some food. And the mother, she was already talking in the hallway before he got in the car. And her argument was, I bet he only bring food for his child. Now, just based off of what she says, I guess she has 2 or 3 others. He got 2 or 3 other siblings, but he had a son. The guy came, he had one, I guess, McDonald's meal. He actually told him, look, have my kid eat it in the bedroom. She felt like he should have bought food. She felt like it was wrong for him to only buy food for one child when he knows that his child has other siblings in the house and should have fed them all? T, I'm going to start with you. How did you feel about this whole situation? Was he right? Was she right? Was they just both being immature?
He was absolutely right. He don't have to take care of them other kids. She should have called them other kids' fathers to bring them some food. Now, if he wanted to be nice, you know what I'm saying, and bought them some food, that's one thing. But for you to tell me I can't bring my child food unless I bring somebody else some food, that's almost like neglect. First of all, you're neglecting my child. So you telling me my child not gonna eat? If they don't eat, you need to be calling their fathers. And like he said, you can tell my child come down to the car. You know what I'm saying? He can eat in the car with me. You know what I'm saying? He don't got to eat around his siblings. Now she done made it worse because now he definitely not gonna bring them nothing to eat. Even if he was trying to be like, he definitely not gonna do it now. Just probably to spite her. And me personally, I'm not bringing them kids nothing to eat. Them not my kids. And I probably don't even like the kids anyway, to be honest with you. So that's just how I feel about it.
Miss Natasha?
I'm saying not to forget them kids in the comments.
Well, I don't know if you want to forget those kids because I know a grown man right now that is emotionally scarred because dude, and he feel like his siblings got everything and he ain't get nothing. That's touchy. I mean, if they would have, like he said, come to the car, yeah, because kids don't understand. They don't understand the difference. I mean, I've never been in that situation. I mean, for example, the only thing I know is grandma bought my daughter something and she was at a party because she didn't want to eat, but grandma made her eat the food in the car so the other kids because she was eating.
That's different though.
Yeah, but I don't, like, for me, honestly, like I said, I've never had that situation. But I do feel like the kid should have went to the car. Because you don't know, like I said, I know a grown man that is emotionally scarred right now. My ex, right before we broke up, this was literally the conversation that we had about him being a child and how he felt like his two older siblings' family gave them everything when him and his brother had nothing. Because they were always coming over and doing stuff, and that's all he saw. And I was like, that wasn't your mom, though. That was his family, you know, choosing to do stuff. So you don't know how it's going to scar them other little babies. So,
I mean, I've seen.
Go ahead.
So
I've seen that.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Siobhan.
Go ahead, Siobhan.
I was going to say, I don't have kids, so I can't come from that perspective. But what I didn't like was how she was making it his responsibility. He only got one child with you, ma'am. You have 3 other kids. That's your responsibility. He's not responsible for all 4 of those kids. So I agree. I guess it would be nice for him to take the child to the car because I guess kids be looking hungry and he got the McDonald's. You know how kids feel about McDonald's, you know. They like, I got McDonald's. And, so that might be a little bit much for the babies. But I didn't like the way she was talking to him. Like, that's not cool. Don't make it seem like you like, I'm exposing you. Ma'am, no, you're exposing yourself because that's not, you got all these kids from this. That's not his child. He got one child. He came to do something for his child, you know. So that's the part I didn't like.
Yeah.
And if I get your other kids something to eat, then on the 12th when you get your food stamps, I need you to give me some something. Just we doing it like that. But because she said she get her food stamps on the 12th, and he know that. Yeah. So
she did.
It need to be some payback. But this is what I'm gonna say. I seen the situation before where the father child, like, you know, or that the one sibling's family child like did a little more with that sibling than the other. Okay, far as going places, I say, like, you know, take the other kids too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good. Like, sometimes I feel like as adults they can have a conversation about it. Like, if she know he coming to bring food, maybe she could say something like, you think you could get the kids something? I don't got it right now. You know what I'm saying? Or I could give you the money. Can you pick them up something and then bring it or whatever? But to just think he obligated to do it, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have the money. Well, she could have said that. I don't have the money right now. You think you can get them something and then I You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And if he ain't got the money, she just gotta take it on the chin and wait till the 12th, like I said.
Yeah.
And that'll be that. But you know, he's not obligated to do that. Feelings just gonna be hurt.
Yeah. The way
you're not gonna throw that food on the ground either.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been a fight. That would have been a fight. I think my thing is, I think she was dead wrong. That's one. Second of all, if you needed my help, now evidently they ain't break up on wonderful terms. But if you needed my help, I could go to the store. Instead of paying $10 for this meal I could buy some bologna, some cheese, some bread, and you can make the sandwiches, and I buy 99-cent soda. That's about $6 right there. 99-cent soda, bread is $1, some bologna, cheese, and make that. I'm cool with that. But what I'm not going to do is you assuming that I owe your other kids something. Like that's my only thing. You're not going to assume that I owe your other kids something. But
we ain't doing balloons,
yeah, whatever. I guarantee you, if they hungry, I don't know when y'all grew up. If you never ate a mayonnaise sandwich or like a toast and jelly, or peanut butter and jelly, like one or the other. But I'm going to make sure that I won't have a problem making sure they eat, but you're not going to dictate what they eat. At this point, you can't dictate what they eat.
Reggie giving the jail
Go ahead and read the comments, but I want to circle back to that. Go ahead and read the comment.
So I want to shout out Mr. Taylor is in here. Hey, Mr. Taylor, seeing me.
What's going on, Mr. Taylor?
Watching. He said the kid, he only worried about mine. He said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, Frito Ferragamo says LML Reggie Petty, 3 pound ground beef, $7 buns, $2.
Y'all got me twisted. I think I'm maybe.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Josh talks on which store you going to. The prices went up.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the $1.25 store. Like that's what
that's not even real bologna.
Hey, look, them kids would not have to worry about it. Somebody said Reggie giving up jail luncheon. Listen. When you hungry, you ain't got no choice. You're gonna eat. Like, this is what y'all don't understand. Y'all, if you're trying to feed these kids, this is a budget. You want me to pay a certain amount.
Yeah.
I'm gonna segue into a different comment, and I'm gonna ask y'all the same thing. So a woman it was Christmas. A woman had multiple kids. She couldn't afford to get her other kids anything. And what happened was the father of one of the kids gave the mother $700 to buy his kids some toy. She spent the $700 on all of her kids. I remember us having this conversation. I'm going to start with you, Siobhan. How do you feel? Do you feel like she needs to justify? I'm going to start with you. I'm going to go around. How do you feel about that? Is that the same situation?
Wait. So he gave her $700 for his child. Did he say what he wanted her to do?
No, he just said, "Look, I want to, your child. I guess the child wanted certain things, and he gave her. It was Christmas time coming up. He gave her $700. Spent on my child."
Ah, that's tough. Okay. Why you went with me first? That's tough.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, give me the money. Maybe she can have a conversation with him to be like, look, I don't have no money for my kids. I really want to spend this money, on, I don't know. Shoot. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know.
Mr. Tosh.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We gonna have a conversation, but I'm still gonna spend that money on all my kids.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. This ain't about no after school lunch or nothing like that. It's Christmas, man. I can't. Hell no. $700. I'm spending that on all the kids.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna be mad at me. She's just gonna be mad. Next time, take that $700, buy the gift that you want your kid to have. Because if I can't get it, they all gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just that.
That makes sense.
Feel some type of way. I don't care. Fight me about it. I don't care.
Right.
Miss Natasha.
I was about to say, yeah, somehow I'm going to split that and make it seem like that one kid got the expensive gifts, but they all the same price. Yeah. Split that up.
Yeah. So y'all have a problem with bringing food but y'all want to spoil a kid for
Absolutely.
Christmas? I'm confused at this
That's
point.
different.
It's
That's different.
That's different.
You know how kids
Christmas
feel
is a
about
holiday.
McDonald's. You can't eat them
First of
French
all.
fries in that baby in them baby's face like that. You can't do that.
So y'all would starve a kid, but y'all would also buy him some toys. Like, I'm confused at this point.
Not starving
Clothes.
him to the car with his
Clothes, toys. Clothes, toys.
But how
Okay.
is it? I'm just confused at how y'all have no problem with the woman spending the
Okay, this is what I'm
$700
doing.
on all the kids, but have a problem with her feeling like your $5 meal can't feed all the kids. What's more
They was-
important?
But that $5 bill was, it probably was specific. He was like, "This is for my kid." Ugh, damn, you right, Reds. Oh, I hate you. But listen,
Mr. Crawford, you
man.
had two
Look, fuck that.
kids.
It's Christmas.
You
Listen,
feel that way?
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If I get the $700, I'm gonna buy a game console and a TV and say this is for all y'all. This is all y'all PlayStation. All y'all play.
My mother
Damn,
did
what
that
she
to us
gonna
when
say?
we. My mother did
What
that
she
to me
gonna
on
say?
Christmas. I got the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
But I think it's different because he actually bought the gift. The McDonald's was the gift. So if he spent that $700 on some tennis shoes and a whole outfit, then that would be kind of the same thing. But he gave her the money. So to me, it's a little different.
Food separate, yeah. Like Siobhan said, he came to the house. Here's the food for one kid. It can't feed all 4 kids.
That's true.
Yes, it could.
4 for 4
That's true.
gonna feed. Oh my!
That joint about to be
But that I could split that with 4 kids and make it look real nice.
Yeah.
That's egregious. So let me get this straight.
What's
Christmas
your
comes.
answer? What's your answer?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a problem if she took my $700 and split it on them goddamn kids.
You are not. I get
If I find out, hold up. Let me tell you this.
$700 and we had a kid, you gonna think that your kid got the most unless you ask for.
Let me tell you this. My daughter mother, my youngest child mother, asked me to send her some money for a Chuck E. Cheese party. Sent her about $400. I told her, I said, also, I want you to buy a gift for my daughter. Man, when she like, oh, this is what her statement was. Man, when I said I was so high, she hit me with the, oh, we put in, she wanted these Jordans. My daughter at the time was like 7. I say, $400 ain't buy no goddamn $60 Jordans. What the rest of the stuff, like, what do you mean? That point on, it was, hey, sweetheart, pick out what you want. Nah, I'm gonna have a problem with it. I would just
That's
tell
what
y'all.
he should have did with the 700.
Yeah,
He should have gave them the
I'm gonna have a
700.
problem. I'm gonna have a problem. But I had a problem with it. But why don't? I mean, I wouldn't do it if I had the kids. I wouldn't do it if I had the kids. I would spend his money. Now here's what I would do. I would spend that woman money on that child, and I would spend my own money on the rest of the kids. So nobody get left out. You got $700 from your dad, your mom, whatever, and the rest of the kids would get the gifts. I just feel like that. I'm just maybe because maybe I'm the only one who got kids by 2 different women. It's the reason why I feel so agree. And you don't feel that way?
I'm in the same boat.
You could keep the 700 for yourself.
Natasha said she in the same boat as you.
And you don't feel that way, Natasha?
No, but see, my honestly, and to be honest, and I'm just being, my situation is totally different than I think anybody in the world situation because with my daughter, I moved in with my son's dad's mom. So
wait, say that again. What you say? Say it again.
What you say?
I moved in with my son's dad's mother. So my son's grandmother, I moved in with her when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Okay.
So your son is oldest.
Yes, my son is the oldest.
Okay. Okay. Your situation, trust me, your situation ain't different. I know people who've done that same situation.
So it's opposite because my daughter's family gets upset because my son's family does so much for her and she can't do what
She trying to steal our grandparents' name. She trying to steal. What they saying in the comments, y'all?
Everything. Dang, I can't scroll.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. I can't.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Mine won't let me scroll, but they basically saying that I don't know. It's a
Great
lot.
content.
That you scroll some more, Reg. You way up there.
Huh? How far am I up? How far am I up? I don't want
Yeah,
to
read something.
Yeah.
So you can see it.
All right, first of all, I'm gonna start out with the one that say right T because it's saying right T. I guess Josh was, when you said you was confused, Reg, about the toys and the food. Josh said he confused too. Tokyo said something about if you wanted to be specific. I guess he should have picked out the toy or whatever he wanted to get his kid, like that or whatever. Classy Ace said, call me petty, but I'm going to make sure it benefits them all. Game system, laugh out loud, but nah, she should prepare herself for it. I guess she's saying if the mother didn't have the money to get the other kids presents. Because I thought that's what the situation was. That's what I thought the situation was. I thought I didn't have the money for the other kids. And then she gave me the money, the $700, just for my other child. That's when I use it for everybody. But if I got the money to get the other kids gifts, I'm going to use my money and get the other kids gifts and use the $700 for her child. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? What you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought I was broke, and I needed to get everybody gifts.
That wasn't the case with I saying see me underscore speak said I want my money back. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Get my bread back.
That was a gift.
Look, I got a question though. Is that lazy for you just to give the mother the money? I feel like that's lazy and selfish. Why you can't get the stuff?
Let me speak from my point of view.
Okay.
Because my daughter lives in Texas. I knew her mother knows her better than me. So I'm trying to put her in a situation where she can get exactly what she wants instead of me just trying to guess what a little girl would like. I literally sent her some shoes because of the situation, no exaggeration. I sent her 3 pairs of shoes. When the shoes got there, her mother called me telling me your daughter talking about these boy shoes and she's not wearing them. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I thought she wears tennis shoes. But because of the situation, that's how it ended up. I'm up here guessing what to buy her now.
Yeah, they need to tell you, Rez. Don't let you go shopping for no
money. My oldest daughter used to look like a boy all day long.
Somebody got to go with
Josh said it's lazy, but men are bad at gifts. I'm just saying now for your situation.
I'm not bad at gifts. I guess. Girl gifts.
I'm saying for the men that live in the same city or state as their children, why give it to the mother when you can just go and get the stuff and drop it off?
I might don't have time.
You don't have time.
You got time.
She do. Don't got time.
In that calendar, December 1st, and that whole book come out.
I'm working. I'm trying to get this 700 up for my child.
And she's trying to take care of 5 kids. So she ain't got time either.
Okay. Next question. How would you if a lot of people, I look at a lot of podcasts and a lot of people, mostly men, we always talk about our ex in a way. And we always saying how, our ex is our friend and things of that nature. But I want to know, how would you feel, Tioma, if your mate and her ex had nicknames about each other and they called each other that?
I would like it. What are these nicknames? I need to know what
What if it's just some nickname they made up one night out at walking down the street, call each other glass like
She is no longer Honey Bear. She is back to Julissa. Her name is Julissa. We call her Julissa. All that. She lost that. When she left, the nickname left too. The nickname stayed behind. So you know what I'm saying? No, it's none of that. Hell no.
Do you remember the movie Soul Food? And remember that part in Soul Food where he was like, Coke bottle.
Yeah,
You know
cola.
what I'm saying?
We used to call her cola.
Cola.
Nah, with Bernie
Natasha,
Mac,
how would you?
they used to call her what? With Bernie Mac, they
Jawbone.
used to call her Jawbone.
Natasha, can your dude still have a nickname about his ex, and they still call each other that when they see each other?
No, I would, but I'm so petty that I'll start calling both of them whatever names they are and be real sarcastic about it. Because when me and my ex started dating, we were friends on Facebook, and this chick must have found out that we were dating, and she had made this long post. I remember when we was at the bridge and calling him Flexi. I was like, Flexi. He's like, please.
Miss Siobhan, how do you feel?
That is inappropriate. It is not respectful to be calling my dude sweet cheeks or something like that. Like, no, that's not acceptable. Why would you want to call them names when you got somebody else? Like, I just don't think that's respectful of your relationship. No.
See, but all of y'all, I think my thing is all of y'all are listening to kind of derogatory names or like lovers quarrel name. What if the name wasn't that? What if the name was like,
that name ain't love. His name they used to call him Flex. She used to be like, "Hey, Flexi, chill." Like,
other than yours, them two is thinking sexual.
I'm thinking pet names. Like, what you talking about? Like, his name Charles, but they call him Keith. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
What you talking about, Tokyo?
What she
She don't remember Bubby. Who used to get called that?
Hey, Bubby, like.
You used to call what's his name that?
Yeah, I got me. Who? Yeah. Huh?
What if his name
Nah,
was Sweet
I'm trying to
Willie?
figure out who she's talking about.
Sweet Willie.
Sweet.
What if his name
That's
was
what you
Sweet
call
Willie?
it.
That's a problem.
You know what
Sweet Willie? Sweet Willie got the TV. Me and Sweet Willie go out.
Yeah, that was my. I don't think it all depends what the name is. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. Depends what the name is. If it is something sexual, I'm gonna be in my feelings. Yes. Nah, you can't call my girl something sexual. But if it's something that some type of nickname that y'all just happen to have, and and it wasn't, let's say they called you the counselor. Like, hey, counselor, like that's a running joke.
Nah.
She always act like a counselor.
Nah.
I wouldn't have a problem
I
with
feel
it.
some type
I'm
of
just
way.
saying,
But
I wouldn't have.
that's like if nah. It's talking about that too.
I don't care that they call you the
That's
counselor.
a weird nickname to have unless you do something special to get that nickname. Counselor, you must something.
She probably, let's say that when they was dating, they used to counsel each other.
Huh?
But he felt like she was the counselor when they was dating. That's all. So
She
he
don't
called
do
her
that
the
no
counselor.
more. She don't got a degree in that. She's not a counselor. She don't work at a school. She don't got a degree in that. You don't need to call her that no more.
What's up, the counselor? Like,
Nah, Julissa. What's up, Julissa?
You said
You
just
should have said what's up, Julissa. Where you see her at to be talking to her like that? Anyway.
Okay, let me flip the script on all three of y'all, since all three of y'all has the problem.
she watched.
What would y'all say? What would y'all say, Natasha, if your ex came up to you and called you a pet nickname when you was with your mate?
I'm going.
I know.
Go ahead. You go.
That will. It's not. I guess it is a pet nickname. It's Bell Bell. So.
Hey, Bell Bell.
Bell Bell. So when he see me, that is the first thing he says, regardless of who's around. So
He disrespectful.
Yeah. So what do you say?
I know where the name came from. So it's like it's a joke.
You see what I'm saying? I knew these double standards come around. You see what I'm saying? Miss Siobhan?
So I wouldn't allow it because I wouldn't want my new mate to be uncomfortable. So I would like check him. Like don't do that. Like let's not. Siobhan.
Hey, counselor.
No,
No, it's counselor. It's counselor. Let me use the counselor.
Let's just not use those names.
T, what you gonna do?
First of all, when she called my name, I'm gonna yell out, "Put your hands up," because I'm pretty sure my girl gonna smack her. Because I deal with crazy women, so I'm pretty sure it's a fist or an open hand coming behind it. I'm gonna just yell out, "Put your hands up." But I wouldn't want her calling me no nicknames. You know, that's disrespectful. I wouldn't allow that either. I'd probably be like, nah, you know, just call me T, like everybody else, if that's the case.
Now, me personally, I would only do it because I know my girl would be insecure and have issues with it. I would only say something because I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I would check her because it's not, at this point, it's not about me and you. I wouldn't do it because it affects me or how I view it. Just because I know it affects the person I'm with. Like, no, you can't call me that. Oh, you got a problem? No, she's going to have a problem. And that's going to come back on me, so I'm going to nip this in the butt. Like, yeah, that's it. You know, that's simply what it is. Yeah. What they saying in the comments?
Josh said there's some double standards today.
Yeah, Bell.
Tokyo said she would do it to be petty.
It's coming from. It's a joke. Mm-hmm. It's a joke. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What they say?
You check that.
Yeah. Mr. Taylor, you wrong. So, recently, I was looking at a video, and I think Siobhan sent it to me. As a matter of fact, I think T sent it to me, and a guy was literally dancing in a wig. And the caption reads, you know, when I'm practicing, when I need somebody to practice my cosmetology on. Now, I've seen plenty of... Oh, you didn't send me? So somebody must have sent it to me. Somebody sent it to me. People send me videos all the time. I'm just saying that. So, you know, I've seen videos where the women was doing their boyfriend nails, painting the toes and things of that nature. My next question, and I'm going to start with you, T, because it's more of a male versus woman thing.
No, you're not doing that. No.
Would you let your mate practice their cosmetology on you?
No.
Yeah?
No, I could get a family member that would love to let you practice your cosmetology on them. You know
but they're not dead. She got a testimony. She need to get you them baby hairs. She needs somebody to put the baby hairs on you.
Listen. People need to
This is not supportive.
People need to prepare themselves better. She should have a mannequin head if she in cosmetology school. Ain't that the first thing you're supposed to get? Like a mannequin head or something from Amazon?
Her mannequin head got her other wig on there. Her mannequin head got her other wig. She needs somebody with your size forehead to put baby hairs to let everybody know what she's doing. What is she?
I'm gonna call you. Your forehead almost my size.
Miss Siobhan, would you let him shake you up? Like he's in Bible school. He's trying to come up.
No, I ain't gonna do it because I don't. I got lots. I don't want you messing up because it takes time for it to grow. I don't want that. And then if it was
all you want to do is put a line.
I gotta walk around with that. You're not doing that. You gotta practice on people that's kids or something like that. But and then if it was the other way around, I wouldn't want to practice on my dude. I don't want to see. I like manly men. I don't want to see that on my man with the wigs and the nails. I don't want to see that, so I wouldn't want to practice on him. I got friends for that.
She got like a lip gloss line. She want you practice her lip, put her lip gloss on you, Red.
Man with no lip gloss on.
You gonna let her do that?
As long as it's clear. If it's clear lip gloss or something, but we're not painting my lips.
Shiny lip gloss, my nigga. The shiny lip gloss. Not chapstick. Lip gloss.
Nuh-uh. It's a no for me. I'm just be honest.
Miss
Natasha,
pop your lips.
Yeah, is you letting that dude shape up the back of your neck, like give you a fade?
I mean, I used to wear my hair short, and I will cut my hair. So I would, like, I've done the big chop several times. So I would support.
You see what I'm saying? The supporter. There we go.
Go, girl. It was beautiful.
Because I would
You ain't about to put that on me.
like I would so question my man if I be like, yeah, let me put this wig on. Okay, hold on. Nah.
What about doing the nails?
If it's no, I mean if I'm filing it or something, not no like polish or nothing, no. Like I'll say like, give you a manicure, but it's not no polish involved or anything like that.
She gonna have to change schools. She got to go to massage therapy school or something. She can practice on me all day.
Right.
But all that.
Josh said she's a real one.
Classy A said, yes, me and mine's about that. Laugh aloud. We know where we stand. Support is the key. We getting that money.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
But why can't I just find somebody for you to make up? I can find somebody outside. Hey, my girl do makeup. You know what I'm saying? She got test tomorrow. You want to get free? Get beat for free.
There you
know what I'm saying?
You said get beat for free.
Big Tokyo said, yes, Siobhan, me too. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. That's what it's called. But
that's the book right there.
Mm-hmm.
Playtime, those dudes are a little suspect to me. Like, hey, you never know. You never know. I'm going to get one last question to kind of leave on a high note before we get to Dating 101 after dark cards, y'all. One last question.
I forgot my cards. They're in the other room, so I was rushing, so I don't got them in front of me today.
Golly, I could have sworn we had it today. I might have to grab some cards and see if I can whistle somebody.
I was rushing. My bad.
Okay. Last question. Natasha, I'm going to start it in with you still. Is it wrong to take a bottle home that you brought to the party if nobody drunk it?
I've done it. And I have repurposed it at another party. So
I never went that far. I have never went that far.
1800, I remember nobody drunk it because it was a whole bunch of drinks. So I slipped my 1800 back, and then my grandfather, I was like, I got some drinks, I got 1800 in my car. And after they drunk it from my grandfather's, I was like, oh, this is mine. So yes.
Okay. It was a family affair. Like Miss Siobhan, is it okay to drink take the what's name back?
So I don't feel like it's appropriate, but I have done both. So with one of my girlfriends, she always says bring a bottle. So I would leave the bottle at her house, like when I bring it. But for other people, I have taken the bottle back home. Yeah. So
you have taken the bottle back home?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
T.
Well, it's a couple of reasons, a couple things that have to fall in place. First of all, the first one is, what is my intent going into this party? Am I trying to get some cheeks? And if I'm not getting some cheeks, I'm definitely taking the bottle with me when I leave. Okay, because I could be using that to practice. Secondly, if I go to a party and it's a bunch of bottles already, and they didn't drink my bottle, I'm gonna take my bottle because they don't really need my bottle. Obviously, and third, well, basically, I'm taking my bottle. I'm just giving y'all a reason why.
No matter how it goes, if your bottle gonna get popped, it's going back with you.
Yeah,
I have been in those situations where
I've taken my bottle when it's been popped before. I told you, if I feel like the night is not going in my favor, I'm taking my liquor with me. You will not pass the torch to somebody else using my liquor. Hell no. I'm going to take my liquor with me. Drown in my sorrows.
You said drown in sorrows.
I've actually done it twice. I can remember the occasion. And I literally asked the host of the party, is it cool if I grab my bottle? Like, because I didn't want to be disrespectful. Feel like, dang, you taking your liquor? Like, yeah, you know. So I've actually done it. I actually agree with it. I'm not leaving, especially unopened, because evidently they did not need my bottle. Like, you know. Then though the night is over and I don't have the dating 101 after dark cards, what I always have is the dating 101 dating cards, which I still can buy. I actually picked out a real good one. And again, Natasha, the special guest, I'm gonna start with you. While on your date at a bar, you're vibing with someone else. 20 minutes later, your date arrives. What do you do?
So if I'm waiting for my date, right?
You're waiting for your date.
I would let that person know as soon as we start the conversation that I'm waiting for somebody. So when that person comes, if they in their feelings, they already know. I told you before we even started talking, because a lot of people tend to like. I'm really good at holding conversations, and I'll just talk to like random people, and I get caught up in the moment. So it's not that I do it on purpose, but I would say like, "Hey, I'm waiting on somebody," and just start talking. So if you can't get
so if are you gonna
I'm not gonna be disrespectful to the person that I'm with. Even if I'm really feeling them, I may try to find them on social media. You know,
stalker.
Are you on social?
Miss Siobhan, you waiting on a date. You know, your date arrives 20 minutes later, but you know, you was vibing with this person at the bar. What you doing?
Can you hold the card up so I can have it in the you said I'm waiting on the date. 20 minutes later, my date comes in. I'm vibing with the person. So I'm gonna be honest. Like, look, I'm really here on a date, but I really like our conversation. Can we continue it after this? I'm gonna go over here and check him out, and then I'm gonna call you and text you later. Like, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna tell you what we got going on, but you know I'm here on another date, so I want to see what that's like. But let's plan our date, you know. So you know, why not? What's wrong?
Yeah. T, I'm just waiting to hear what you got to say.
I was going to be a gentleman about it. You know what I'm saying? Let them know I'm waiting for somebody. You know what I'm saying? If I'm vibing, I'm gonna cut it short. I'm gonna make it quick and snappy. Let's exchange numbers or whatever. I can talk to you later on. I'm gonna watch them the whole night. I'm in there with my date. Hey, then leave. If I don't get a number right in there, I gotta make sure they don't step off. So if they do, I gotta use the bathroom. Then I can cut them off. Yeah, let me give me this, and then that'll be that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I agree with all y'all. I'm exchanging. I might will be a little more thoughtful when it comes, like Natasha said. Like I'm gonna be like, hey, you on social media? Like, yeah, you know, if I got a podcast, homeboy, man, check us out. Like, yeah, go ahead and, you know, that way I can find some way to get, like, you know, some instant contact. But let me ask each one of y'all this. What would y'all do if the date that y'all could, let's say this y'all first date, if the person y'all that comes in and y'all really, you know, y'all there for about a half an hour, order drinks or so, and you not feeling this person. Siobhan, what you doing there?
Yeah, so I'm gonna hurry this thing along. Like, dang, you know what? I really gotta get up early in the morning. So can we just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try to end this joint. We're not gonna be out there all night if I'm not enjoying myself. So I'm gonna engage in conversation for about a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And we're going to eat fast.
Are you going to try to go back and get with the person you was vibing with? That person still sitting at the bar.
At the table. Like, if I got his number, like, I might text him, like, can you believe this joint is boring? Like, come say something like that. I might do that.
T, what you doing if the person you dating is not going well?
First of all, I wouldn't be in that situation because dates with me are amazing.
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
So I don't even have to finish answering this question because it's not going to be like that. All right.
But what if you don't like what's going on with her though? What if she's not amazing? You don't like her date, her as a person.
Well, I mean, did we already order? So I'm going to finish my food. I'm finishing my food. And if she paying, I'll sit there as long as she want me to sit there. I don't care You know what I'm saying? She born all that. I let her vent. This is your time to shine. Let you vent.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Miss Natasha, the date that you did, the 20-minute date that you was name, he's born. Huh?
One of those, my kids just text me ordeal. Let's walk out. I will get in my car and make sure he pull off. And I'm going and go back.
Y'all evil.
Horrible people, man. I'm telling you.
Somebody that you enjoying. Why wait?
Horrible. I'm faking because I'd have done the exact same thing. I'm not about to sit here when I actually was vibing with somebody else. I'm not gonna do it. I might as well, especially if the other person is still at the bar. Yeah. Let's say they was watching the game. It's halftime. Like, oh yeah, and they like, yeah, I need to figure out how to get out of this before I can get to the next person. Yeah,
I'm just not gonna just leave like that. I'm gonna try to put forth effort to make it interesting before I just give up on the situation. Y'all sound like y'all just giving up off the break. I'm at least try to, I'm
always vibing with somebody. I'm sorry. I'm vibing with somebody. You vibe
for them couple of seconds, then when you get over there, the vibe ain't even the same.
It's gonna be the
same. I'm willing to live with them consequences.
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna be the nigga in the back eating miserable, but I'm gonna be eating that good food though.
So wait, I got a question. What if
that's like the episode of the podcast with the dude that even though we didn't go on a date together, we all went out together.
Yeah.
So I got a quick question. What if y'all were the one that the person ran into? And would you be kind of watching how the date is going if you were over at the bar and you were the one that met somebody whose date was 20 minutes late? Like, how would you respond?
I'll go first. I'm basically, I am. If I vibe with you, I'm seeing when I vibe with you and I'm watching the game or whatever, I am checking, like, and if I see you get up early, like 30 minutes into the joint, of course, like I said, we had some type of exchange something. I'm like, everything good? Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for him to leave. I'm coming back. I'm like, I bet. Like, you want something to drink? Like, oh man, your drink waiting there. I mean, listen, I once heard that nothing's fair in love and war. I'm just saying.
Okay, Natasha.
I would too. Like, I'm the detective, so I'm gonna be looking at how she look. Okay, and like Reggie said, if I watch them leave and he come out, I'm taking my chance right there. Like, what happened? How did
See?
I'm petty, so I'm trying to sabotage the date. I'm gonna make sure I'm facing her. And while they eating, I'm making faces. I'm doing a little head nod, call me all this. I'm playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sabotage that day because I want that. That's mine. Once we vibe out, that's mine now. So yeah, that'll be bad.
So look, wow, I was thinking the same thing as T. He can be facing me. I'm be like, you don't like that day, like making facial expressions and stuff like that. So he can tell me how it's going or whatever. Just having fun like that. I would want to do something like that because I'm gonna be nosy. I'm gonna be watching.
y'all petty. What they said in the comments? Cause they got a lot of comments up here.
That was from the earlier stuff, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was from the
Josh
earlier.
Did say he taking his bottle.
Oh, that was earlier. Yeah, Lippy said she agreed with the ladies. Yeah, they agree.
No, I heard somebody else say they agree. That's why I bring a backpack. Oh, he told me taking his bottle. That's why I bring a backpack. I already got another date. Ayo said, that black people show up 20 minutes late. That's actually on time. That's a bad thing.
That is horrible.
That's a problem. Yeah. Ms. Siobhan, since we both are co-creators of these cards, would you mind if I read another one?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read one last one before we get on for the night. And I'm going to start with Ms. Siobhan. Not being funny, but I'm just going to start with you. Your mate invites you to their ex birthday party. Oh, it's got your mate. It should have been, yeah. Your mate is, oh, I apologize. Your mate is invited to their ex birthday party. Your mate invites you. Would you go?
Okay, so Reggie and I created this card game off for real life scenarios, and this is a real life scenario that happened to me, right? It's probably why.
I wasn't being funny. Yes, I just started. It just came to mind.
Yes, you did. So I actually went because this was an ex, and we went to the ex's 20th anniversary with their new husband. So they've been married for 20 years. So this was a long time ex. His first wife. So I went thinking, oh, because I had met his other baby mama, and she was real cool, very welcoming. So I'm thinking it's going to be that same way. So I went to this party, and I was so uncomfortable. One, it was at their house. It was all of her family, the husband's family, people that he knew, the guy that I was with, people that he knew. So it was a very uncomfortable. And I just didn't like it. So afterwards I was like, don't ever invite me again. I will never go to anything else that they're having. So just know I'm not going. Now me and the other ex was cool, but her, I did not get a good vibe at all. So no. So it would depend on how I vibe with the woman.
Okay. Miss Natasha?
You said my boyfriend invited me. Am I being?
Your mate is invited to their ex birthday party. Your mate invites you. Would you go?
I'm just petty. And I'm making sure I'm getting my hair done that week, my nails done, make sure everything is perfect to the T when I go there.
Y'all some petty people. Y'all are petty people in this world.
I would so go.
Yeah.
And just smile the whole time.
T, are you going?
I feel like it will be in all of everyone's best interest if we didn't go. I'm saying we can. She not going. I don't care if she was invited. She not going. I'm not going. She not going. Because the way my attitude set up, I know all y'all like I would go. I would do this. I can't take all that. Because just like earlier about the little nickname and all that, what if he walk up and called her by her nickname? I'm slapping the shit out of him.
Hey,
just like that. I don't want to see them interacting and all this stuff at a party setting, having fun, laughing and giggling and all that. Nah, no good. Now I'm standing there, I'm the odd man out. She introduced me. Yeah, this one really I'm pretty sure all the party know that me and her used to date.
Right.
Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass. She gonna pass too, or she gonna pass away. One or the other.
Oh no, no, we gonna cut that part out.
On one pod, if it's me, I don't feel like I would go to a next party unless I felt like this ex was actually we became real good friends. And I felt like she wouldn't have, it wouldn't be no awkward energy. So that would be the only reason I would even go if I was to ask my mate and she said, nah, that's cool, whatever. But for the most part, unless we were real cool, cordial after the fact, then that's the only way I would go. Would I go with her? I'm kind of with T, like half and half. It's like, no, you can go. It's cool. I'm not worried. Like, I would let it make it up to her. I know, but that's why I say I'm half and half. I'm saying I wouldn't want to go. Like, I don't think I would I think it would have to all depends on where it's at also. Like, it would have to be like at a open bar. Oh, he got a table at, some restaurant, like some lounge. And, because that means I ain't got to interact with him or socialize with him really, or whoever he's with. So in my case, it all depends on the situation.
Okay. Yeah. So the women, it's funny, the women in the comments said they would go. The men in the comments said they're not going.
Yeah. It's a territorial thing. Yeah. So we thank everybody for coming out tonight. We had a lot of good comments, y'all questions, y'all answers. We thank Natasha. Of course, Disaster Dating 101. Disaster Dating 101. Look her up on Instagram. I told you, listen to them. There's some funny stories. Yes. Yeah. Of course, is the Homeboys Conversation with me and T, and Dating 101 Card Games with Miss Siobhan Carter. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Yeah.
Join us every Monday at 9 p.m. on IG Live for Homeboys Conversation After Dark with Dating 101 Card Game. And make sure you like, comment, and share.